Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Amy and today I wanted to do another Q&A video. And the first question is by Sonia. She actually emailed me a while ago and I totally forgot to reply back to her, but I finally did, and I guess I'm just gonna answer her question also on the video. She says, I recently purchased my first LV bag from Fashionphile. Congratulations. I got the Ribera Mini in demi-ébène in excellent condition. I was excited when I received it and she's just perfect. However, the zipper is hard to get in and out of, kind of stiff. She was made in 2004. Also, I noticed that when I put the same amount of things in my daughter's Speedy 25, hers felt much lighter than mine for some reason. I really have my heart set on the Speedy B25 monogram like yours. However, I cannot carry it all year round when if it's raining, etc. I'm contemplating on sending back the purse to Fashionphile. I was wondering if you think it will be easier to get in and out of in more time. I don't know if you've already returned it or not, what decision you made, but the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because as cute as the bag is, I do think that the bags that are made before, they do have a thicker canvas in general, so that can also contribute to the heavier weight, as well as the particular shape of the bag that you purchase is quite structured in my opinion, and I think that is the main reason why it's so hard to get in and out of. Surely if you used it long enough, you know, if you get in and out of the bag a lot, then obviously it will soften up a little bit. How much I cannot be sure, but it's obviously not going to be as easy and as flexible as a Speedy, because the Speedy is basically, you know, it's very slouchy, the canvas is softer, and even the ones that I made in the past, even though they do have a harder canvas, in general, just this bag being a slouchier bag will make it easier to get in and out of in general. So it just sounds to me that as much as you love the bag, that it probably is bugging you enough that you would want to return it, and that's exactly what I would have done. In terms of the Speedy B25 and monogram, I totally understand where you're coming from, especially if it's your first LV bag. My thought process was, I'm going to use it a lot, I'm going to use it every day, I want it to be weatherproof, all year round wear, and I'm just too scared of, you know, vachetta getting ruined or dirty or whatever. Having said that, I do know that some people do go for the monogram bags as their first bag as well, which is an awesome and brave thing to do, and I think that knowing what I know now, I would be comfortable doing that, because you know, for me, I'm kind of in the middle. As long as I have enough patina on my vachetta, which, you know, takes about a few months after you get a brand new LV bag, a brand new vachetta bag. Once you develop that patina on your, you know, and a little bit of sheen on the leather, then going in the rain is actually not that bad. It will dry up, it might have a few stains here and there, it will just kind of give it its character, but overall the bag will age and it will patina further and further, and as long as you have that first sort of patina, so you just be careful in the first few months, then it should be fine. You know, if you're brave enough to do that, to get a monogram Speedy as your first bag, a brand new one. Obviously it's your choice in the end, and if you absolutely cannot stand the risk of having vachetta ruined or patina in a weird way, obviously I completely understand, so it's really up to you. But good luck with your bag hunt, and like I always say, there's always going to be a brand new bag out there, there's always going to be new releases and etc., or even more pre-loved bags popping up on Fashionphile and whatnot. So if you decided to return the one that you have there, I'm sure there will be one that is just right for you and that you will love, and it would be the best choice for you. My next question is by Esther Wang. I have to say that you have defined more than half of my handbag collection, the Twice, the Palm Springs, etc. But I happen to know that you also let go of your Pochette Metis when I'm about to get the reverse monogram version. Would you please film a video about what you have decided to let go by now, especially for the past year? I actually have a whole video where I film all the bags that I sold or don't have any more in my collection and why, so I'll link that down below in case you haven't seen it. It's actually fairly recent. I just filmed it year-end last year in 2017, so whatever I said on that video still applies. I guess the additional ones that I don't have since that video is my Chanel Deauville, which I just sold very recently, like, you know, 2 weeks ago to a subby of mine. As for your question regarding my LV Pochette Metis, the reason why I don't have it anymore, it's not because I decided to let it go or whatever. Well, I guess yes and no. I've had that bag ever since it came out pretty much. So it was very hard for me to let it go. The reason why I don't have it anymore is because I discovered that there was cracking along the canvas. If you watch my video, I talked about it and I also showed it in my video, so I'll definitely link it down below. I brought it back to LV. I sent them all the pictures and described the problem in writing as well as in person. They got back to me and they told me that it's not a problem that they can fix, and so that is why they took it back and gave me a store credit, and I used that store credit to buy my Neverfull world tour. And the reason why I didn't buy a Pochette Metis again is not because I don't like the bag. I obviously still do, but there's like apparently a 2-year wait list or something like that, or a 6-month wait list. I'm not sure. It's something crazy like that. And by that point I was just having too many issues with my Pochette Metis, as the bag in general, just different areas every time. It was a combination of me just kind of getting disappointed every time and having to bring it in a lot of times and not having the bag in my possession a lot of times while they're repairing it, and just also the combination of I don't know when they're gonna get a new one for me. Late night scrapping with Evie, that's a cool name. I was wondering what style of Ecco shoes you're wearing. I am looking for shoes that has the heel go with jeans, and I need something comfortable but yet stylish. If I remember correctly, she asked the question in one of my vlogs, but in general I wear the same pair of Ecco shoes all the time because Ecco shoes basically is the majority of my collection of shoes, and I love Ecco shoes, and when I love a pair of shoes I just keep wearing it over and over and over and over, even though sometimes it is not the most I guess stylish or trendy shoes out there, but they are the most comfortable, and I can only do comfortable shoes because of my arthritis. As for the exact style, I'm not able to provide that only because it's a really old style. I think it's from last year. We all know that comfortable shoes are not always stylish. In fact, sometimes they look pretty ugly, but I go for the styles that are, you know, more pointy. I also look at the heel height. Between 4 and 6 centimeters are basically the most comfortable. The heel height that I have on my shoe in particular is 4.5 centimeters, so that's a really good heel height where you can still kind of do some running around and not feel like your feet is killing you by the end of the day. It is also very important to try on the shoe if you are able to. Even though companies like Ecco or Clarks or Geox make really comfortable shoes, they're not all made the same. Sometimes there's just more cushioning in one pair of shoe rather than another pair, so if you are able to try it in person, that's the best way. The ones with more cushioning on the inside and support are obviously the best ones, and the ones that will be comfortable right off the bat, which is always something that I look for. If the sole is made of this sort of bouncier material, like something that will absorb shock when every time you take a step. Hope that was helpful for you. I'll link maybe down below a few of the models that I have my eye on that are currently in stores, so that you can probably try to get them online or at your store and try them out. Grace Lim, I saw your video where you decided to sell your boy bag. I used to love the boy but ended up buying a seasonal one because I just don't like the look of the boy on me. So my question is, which bag do you prefer, the boy or the Gabrielle? Just as a side note, I had so much fun styling this bag whenever I have the chance to. Like, I try to wear it when it's nice out, and it's actually getting nicer and nicer out. I actually styled this bag with the whole length of straps, so like with the crossbody super long all the way to the knee, and it was actually so cool and I love it. And I didn't think that I would ever wear it this way because that's what I said in my review video, that I would never wear it this way, but I did, and it was so fun and it was actually really comfortable. And there are scenarios where I like wearing it that way, so when I do my full sort of more in-depth review after using it a little bit longer, I will tell you guys why. The boy bag is such a beautiful bag. I mean, overall it was fine, and I would still be able to pull it off if budget was not an issue or whatever. You know, I would have kept it and all that and just have another style to have in my collection. But if I really compared it to and how much fun I have styling either one of them and just how much fun I have with using either one of them, I would say that the Gabrielle is just so much more fun and I love it so much more. I feel like I'm saying the word so much fun so much, but it's exactly how I feel. Fashion Nika, hi Nika, and BH2. Are you planning to go back to your lash extensions, or are you happy with the magnetic ones? Do they pull on your lashes when you take them off? How secure are the lashes if you jump or move quickly? So these are the magnetic lashes. I've been wearing these magnetic lashes every time I've been filming ever since I discovered them. Obviously, if you just pull them like that, then yes, they will pull on your lashes because the magnets are actually pretty strong. They're strong enough to stay on all day. So the way I remove them is I actually try to peel them off either from the bottom magnet, like just the easiest way is because I'm right-handed, so I usually just go on the bottom of the first magnet here, and I just use my nail to peel off the bottom magnet, and I just, you know, basically peel them off. Once you have a hold of that bottom magnet and you can peel it off, it'll just peel off quite easily, and it won't sting or anything. It doesn't pull or anything, and the top lash will just stay there usually, and you can just peel off the top lash as well. So I do the same thing with this side, but maybe I'll go from the inner corner because I'm right-handed, like I said. And to answer your second question, they are very secure. They don't budge if I jump, if I move. Even if it was windy outside, they will stay on. Like I said, I always wear one coat of mascara underneath, and with that mascara, there's more grit, so the magnets are really, really solidly sandwiching my own lashes together. So I feel like they won't budge unless you're pulling them by yourself with your hands. Yeah, so they're actually fairly secure. As for our lash extensions, I'm not gonna say never, because lash extensions, like I said, I had a really great experience with them. If there was like a wedding, a destination wedding to attend, I might just get them done so that I don't have to worry about my lashes while I'm vacationing and attending a wedding. If it's, say, around my birthday, I would maybe just treat myself and get them done or something like that. Or if I'm just traveling in general, if I'm going away for a stretch of time, then I'll get them done as well, because it's really great to have your lashes ready to go in the morning once you wake up, so you don't have to spend as much time getting ready. So the answer is yes, I'll probably still get them done in the future, more for like on occasion basis. But even then, I don't know, I'm so comfortable with my magnetic lashes, and I've learned to get them on so quickly that I feel like I might not even need to. I'm actually really happy with these, and plus they're so much more affordable, and just it's so easy to maintain. There's no maintenance other than just when you take them off, put them back in a secure place so that you don't smush them or anything. They're really, really fun for me, and I love them a lot. The next question by Fashion Nika is, do you still think that a Neverfull is a must-have for any luxury handbag collection? In so many videos, I hear that one should always have a Neverfull, but I don't really carry much on a daily basis, and I don't like when my shoulder gets sore. Do you still think that I should get one for travel, or just because the price will eventually go up? There's different ways of looking at this question. So for me, there are bags where I feel like everybody loves and everybody says that you have to have one in your collection anyway, such as the Speedy, which is exactly the reason why I have a Speedy B25, even though I really don't wear it that much. But I think because it's such an iconic bag and the prices keep going up and jumping every year, and I wanted one that was made in France, and the fact that I was in Europe, I was able to get it made in France, and it was like a special purchase in a way because it was kind of like a souvenir of my trip to Europe. Then in that scenario, I say it's worth it, and that's the reason why I got it. I know it's in my collection, I don't have to worry about not having one in the future. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is also that if you're not going to use it a lot, if you know that it will hurt your shoulders, and if you know that you're not going to carry a lot on a daily basis, what's the point of getting one that you will not use that often, that will sit on the shelf for probably a long time before each time you use it? And it's $1,000 or more that's just sitting there on the shelf, even though it does go up in value. If you're not going to use it, then what's the point? That's the other way I look at it as well. I guess it boils down to how important it is for you to have that bag in your collection. With the Neverfull, I feel like it's iconic enough and it's still in high demand enough that it won't hurt to get it, even though you won't wear it often, because like you said, the value keeps going up and it's just going to get more and more expensive every year. And it is still practical. It is a good bag to have around. If you think that at least you're going to use it like once a month, I think maybe that's still good enough. That's how I look at it. Obviously you make your own decisions in the end. So yeah, I think it just boils down to how important that bag is to you. Like the Neverfull and the Speedies are still quite iconic, so I think that they would still be worthwhile to get. The other thing is that their price point right now is still reasonable enough for a luxury brand, because they're still in the $1,000 range. I mean, they're close to $2,000 now, but at least they're still in the $1,000 range, that it's still reasonable to get and to keep one in your collection. Whereas say if we're looking at, I don't know, a classic flap or a boy bag or something like that, maybe not, because they're so expensive. I don't know if I would probably feel too guilty having several thousands of dollars sitting there on the corner without being used. So it really just depends on a lot of factors. Everybody has different sort of levels of comfort with the price and just how much you might end up using it and stuff like that. So I hope this was helpful. Obviously, and for me, I think it depends on the bag. If I look at the Neverfull as kind of an equivalent to a Speedy, because they're both super iconic, very popular bags from LV. My next question is by Yazlinda. Hi Amy, I'm Yaz from KL, Malaysia. Hello, always great video, love them all. My question to you is, what do you think of the LV twist, the pros and cons of it? How does it compare to the boy bag? And what do you think of the trunk twist that is recently released? So the LV twist, I tried it a long time ago, because I think that was the time when I was looking at the boy bag and the twist bag, and there was also the diorama, and I was kind of comparing all of them. And then in the end I decided to buy the boy bag because, yeah, long story short, I do like the twist a lot. I think that the twist is, you know, it's, when you look at all three that are very comparable from the three fashion houses, I think the twist is fun enough and different enough that it's worthwhile getting if, you know, you have a lot of bags in your collection already and you just want to add something that is totally different from the conventional boy bag. Similar to how I feel about the Gabrielle. If I loved the bag enough, and then I would have just gotten it regardless of how it compares to everything else. Pros and cons. I feel like the pros of the bag is that it's unique enough that it's different from all the other fashion houses. And from memory, the chain length and just like the way it lays on my body, it looks really cute and everything. I believe I tried the size medium at the time. So I have a whole vlog where I tried it, so I'll try to link it down below. The structuredness of the bag is a pro and a con. I feel like because it's so structured, that the con of it is that you do have to sort of play a bit of Tetris fitting your stuff inside, because the shape is also kind of different. Like the bottom kind of does this U, like the camel shape almost. So fitting things inside with a more structured body is sometimes a challenge. Depends on your stuff obviously, but that can be a con. Another con that I feel like could be an issue is the chains. I feel like I have a love and hate relationship with thicker chains. So with chains like the Chanel chains like this, the thinner chains, I love them. However, with a chain like the twist or even like the boy bag and those things like that, because those chains are just heavier in general and thicker in general, I don't know how to explain it properly, but I feel that thicker chains are sometimes annoying in a sense that every time you sit the bag down, it makes a lot of noise. Thicker chains can be limiting in terms of the looks that you go for. Usually thicker chains also mean that it's a little bit more rugged and a little bit more boyish and less dainty and less dressy, so that could be a con. In terms of comparing the boy and the twist, I feel like they're so different. Yes, they have a bit of structure to them. The LV one is definitely way more structured. It's harder. It just feels sturdier in general. The boy bag is still structured, but it does have its sort of places where it's a little bit more squishy and easy to crease over time, especially like if you look at the bag from the side, that can be squished and maybe the bottom can sag a little bit over time. If you look at the bag from the front, then the flap also can sag over time, obviously with lots of use, not when it's brand new, but that's one thing that I would point out from the boy versus the twist. The twist will probably stay in the same shape for a very, very long time without trying to baby it, whereas the boy will sag and do that kind of squishing and just flattening out the leather more easily, especially the corners. The Ippy leather is very, very durable, but if you get a very deep scratch, then it will be very obvious. Whereas with the boy bag, I guess it still depends on the leather you go for, but my feeling is that it will probably be easier to buff out because softer leathers are easier to buff out in general. The boy bag is such an iconic bag, very coveted, will probably keep its value a lot better than the LV twist. The LV twist is a nice bag, it's different, it's a good sort of alternative to the boy if you want something different, but in terms of keeping its value, it's probably not going to be as good as the boy bag. But you also had a question about the trunk twist. I'm not sure if it's this is the one that you're talking about. If it is, then I like it a lot. I like that it has that trunk edge, and then there's even like the sticker silk screen, and there's still the features of the twist with the twist block, as well as just the general very structured shape with the chain of the bag. I really love it a lot. I think that it's very, very cute and just very different. The next question is by Estelle. I have a question regarding the cleaning of your designer scarves. How do you wash them? Do you take them to dry cleaner or do you hand wash them? Also, do they shrink after wash? So I have a couple LV shawls and I also have a couple of Burberry scarves. The instructions on the shawls do tell you to only dry clean, and if you want to keep them as long as possible in the same great shape as possible, that's what I would recommend you do, is to bring it to your professional dry cleaner to get them clean. Now, having said that, personally, I haven't taken them to the dry cleaner yet because I haven't had the need to. There are several reasons for that. The first reason is because the material itself, they're made of wool and silk. Wool in general, and silk as well, is an antibacterial, antimicrobial fabric, so they don't actually get dirty that easily. And so unless you sweat it profusely in them, or if you dropped them on the ground and stomped on it, or if you got a significant amount of dirt on them, say you spill coffee or whatever, in those cases, if you got a large amount of very drastic soil on your scarves, then yes, I would definitely take them to my professional dry cleaner, because I definitely want them to get rid of those things. But if you're just using them normally and you didn't really get those accidents on your scarves, and chances are they're fine, and you don't technically have to take them to the dry cleaner that often. I mean, you can probably take them once a year if they're very, very dirty, but even then, like I said, wool and silk in general as a material is very durable and very resistant to dirt. In terms of hand washing or doing it yourself, I would say do it at your own risk. I haven't tried it myself yet. I have spot cleaned, which is fine. Spot clean is just if you have a small area where you did get a little bit of soil on it, you can clean that small area by yourself and dry it. It wouldn't shrink it too drastically or anything because it's just a small area. I probably wouldn't do it on the whole scarf. Like I said, in general, I feel like my scarves are still very clean even though I do wear them often, but they don't really hang on to dirt or anything because of the property of the material. And if I feel like they are at a point where, okay, I'm disgusted, I want to clean them, I will probably just take them to the dry cleaner. My next question is by Yasmina. Hi dear, what do you think about the PVC Chanel inspired bags that you can buy on Amazon? Would you PVC or not? Actually, it is sold out at the moment because there are so many reviews and showing on YouTube. Well, I don't know if you'd be surprised or not, but I actually really like the PVC trend. Ever since I saw it on the Chanel runway, and Also, I saw the bags in person, I touched them in person, I tried it in person actually. I really love it. I don't love the price tag of the Chanel ones, but they're really cool and I love the trend. Now, in terms of the inspired ones, would I get it? Absolutely yes. And I know that they're actually sold out because I actually bought them. And I bought them a few weeks back when they were not sold out yet, and they still had 3 colors online. They had the black, the gold, and the white. So yeah, I think they come in waves, and sometimes they restock them and sometimes they just run out because they're so popular, like you said. So yeah, that's my answer for you. I have nothing against the inspired version of the clear PVC bag. As long as they're not direct copies, I'm totally okay with it, and I think that why not? It's fun, it's just a play bag anyway, and just to be able to play with the trend without having to spend $3,000 or $4,000 on it, I think it's okay. And yeah, as long as it's not a direct copy, I'm okay with it. And I'm still waiting for mine, obviously, because I haven't received mine. They've been out and in and out of stock so much, and they're probably still producing them as we speak, that yeah, I haven't even gotten mine. I don't know when it's gonna get shipped, but when it does, I will let you guys know. Next question by Monica Lang. I want to know if you're still a fan of the Chanel Jumbo Single Flap, since you mentioned that it might be a bit big for you now. Reason being, I wanted one ever since watching your video. More eye candy for you guys. So this is my Jumbo Flap in the single flap. So this is the 2009 or 10 model, because at the time they still had the single flap. And yes, I absolutely still love this bag. I guess there's a few reasons to that, because if I was to buy retail, obviously spending $8,000 on one is not even a question. I don't want to do it. I will never ever do that, I think, or at least not right now. Second reason is because I do prefer the single flap over the double flap, which is exactly what you would get at the store, because they don't make single flaps anymore. And even though it does look slightly big on me, because I have had people ask me whether this is a maxi flap when I wear it, I don't mind it at all, because even though it does appear slightly big on me, because it is a single flap, so it does have more of a squarish feel than the double flap, I still love it a lot, because it just looks a little bit more oversized on me. And sometimes there is the appeal of oversized things that I like as well, especially when I wear a coat or like just in general bulkier clothing. I do feel that this bag makes it so good and just dresses up the whole outfit so well. And even though I generally prefer smaller bags, I do still really enjoy carrying this once in a while, because sometimes I just need to bring more, or sometimes I just don't want to fidget with small bags and I just want to go with a bag where I can just, you know, I can throw things in without having to worry about the order or whatnot. That's when I really appreciate this bag. So yes, to answer your question, I think that you should totally go for it if you are lusting for one as well. I still highly recommend it. And the last question is by Lifestyle Luxury. Can you recommend a mid-size wallet? I really like the Chanel L Zip wallet, but has been discontinued. Another one would be the LV Compact Zippy wallet, which I had one at one point and never used. I sold it. Now I regret it. I don't really want to buy a pre-loved one. Have also been eyeing the Fendi Continental mid-size wallet. Your thoughts? One of my good friends asked me to pick a wallet so that he can buy it for his wife for her birthday. So I actually suggested a bunch to him. I'm not really sure which one he ended up with, but the choices that I suggested to him, I think I can just reiterate and tell you. So I suggested him the Zippy coin purse, which you had but you sold. Personally, I don't prefer those zip around ones. I don't know if that's the reason why you sold it, but even though I do know that a lot of people like that wallet, and I still suggested it because I know a lot of people like it, I personally prefer the ones that are a snap closure. So I also suggested the Rosalie, which is smaller, but it's still a really good size compact wallet. The Victorine is a very good favorite and very coveted one, because I think the Victorine is such a good medium size. very easy to get in and out of, so that's definitely one that I would recommend as well. The Victorine also come in empreinte leather. There's another one on the website, on the LV website, that I saw that was really cute. It's called the Anai, or the Anna coin purse, in the Mahina leather. So I'll make sure to put the pictures, as well as I'll try to link it down below for you guys. So I saw that, I thought it was cute. I didn't see that in person, but I thought it was a good option as well. Now in terms of Chanel, I'm not sure exactly which LZip wallet you're talking about, but if there's anything I learned from just my whole experience at shopping at Chanel so far, is that a lot of their classic pieces do come back once in a while. So we don't know when they will come back, but they do come back. So even though it's a classic style, even though they may be sold out right now, chances are they might come back eventually. I guess if you have an essay to keep an eye for you, that would be the best route if you want to buy the same one. If not, I mean, Chanel or any luxury stores, they always come up with new stuff anyway. I feel like sometimes we get so hung up with, you know, having to have a certain bag, and we're still, and our goals are so set on that one bag that we obsess about it so much and constantly want it and still think about it every day, every minute of the day and whatnot. And I do that. I'm personally guilty of that as well. But we also have to remind ourselves that there's always going to be a new release or a new season, or just something completely new that they might come up with that we might like more. And I have to tell that to myself as well. I guess I'm just trying to say that even if that LZip wallet that you really like is sold out, or they don't have or carry anymore, that chances are you might be able to find other ones that you've never seen before that you might end up loving and falling in love with. And it's just a matter of timing and being at the right place at the right time. So that's it for today's Q&A video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, thanks for dropping by. I hope you'll consider subscribing. I do upload at least once a week every Monday, but sometimes I have bonus videos, which is exactly what I'm doing this week. I think this week I'll have at least one more, or I'll try 2 more videos for you guys. I'm still trying to edit the end of my trip to Hong Kong, to Asia. There's also going to be a surprise video this week with a giveaway, and yeah, a company that I'm collaborating with. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week ahead of you, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.